3, 2, 1. This thing on. Mic check. And then we switching over. Yo.
What's up, y'all? What's
up?
going on? This is Mustafa from Xposure Runs. I'm here, as you can see, with my guy, Bo.
What's happening?
What's going on? What's going on? All right, we're going to, excuse me, we are going to go ahead and give our predictions for tonight's games, as well as before we do that, we are going to go over the scores from Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. Yeah, y'all see the graphic.
It's live.
Y'all see the graphic. Y'all see what Bo did.
For sure.
Show them the words behind you. Sectional championship. You see the ticker at the bottom?
Yeah, you got to move to the side.
It's me.
That's on you.
Oh, that's on me. All right, let me move.
Yeah. There it is. Yep.
You see it.
Super nice. Super nice.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
There we go.
All right.
There we go. We back in there. We back in there. We back in there. All right. So let's do the 1A scores from Tuesday. Let you know how my picks did. All right. I picked Ottawa Marquette. They won. I picked Waltonville. They won. I picked Leroy. Of course they won. Anytime you have a name like Leroy, you should definitely win. Everything you do, any sport, any fight, anything, you should win.
That's crazy. I don't know how it's looking on Instagram. Can y'all see both of us on Instagram? Because all I see is the logo. Let me make sure this looks good. How I need it to look.
I'm on Instagram.
That's Instagram?
Yeah.
That's how it look on Instagram?
That's how I look on Instagram.
Ooh, let's continue, my boy.
Yeah.
My bad for the interruption.
Yeah. That's Instagram. You got the time up there going.
Yeah, it's real.
That's pretty righteous right there,
Thank you,
boy.
my brother.
That is pretty righteous right there.
Work,
yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that a lot, my man.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot where I was at.
You just talked about Leroy.
Leroy.
Yeah, Leroy was doing this thing.
Okay, Leroy was doing his thing. That's how we pronouncing it from now on.
Yeah.
Leroy.
Okay, so Justin Val said he can only see the logo now. I'm on Instagram Live, and I can see the whole thing too. So I don't know, Justin. I don't know.
Yeah, I see the ticket. I'm on Instagram.
I see the whole situation. Yeah.
Let me see how I get out of here.
I'm on Instagram too. This is showing up on my phone. The whole situation.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure everybody can see what we see and everything looks good and nice. You know what I'm saying? No issues. I can see the ticker at the bottom going. Because on YouTube, it looks good. Oh, and we're on YouTube as well. So if you can't see it on Instagram, just go to the Xposure Runs YouTube page. It's simple. You know what I'm saying? We try to make it simple for everybody.
We're trying to make it simple. Like, we testing out everything and want to make sure that when we get for real, which we are ready for real.
But when we get, I don't know how to say that, but.
For real?
I mean, we are for real. We ain't playing.
Yeah, we ain't playing.
Yeah,
we're not playing. All right, let me finish with my. All right, Tuscaloosa, they lost. I picked them. They lost 61-58. I picked Finger to win. They won. I picked the Illinois Bluffs. They lost 49-34. I picked Route. They won, and I picked Pecatonica. They won. Shout out to them. For the 1A Wednesday game, I picked Indian Creek. They won. I picked Goreville. They won. I picked Decatur Unity. They won. I picked Lawrenceville. They won. I picked Marshall. They won. I picked Deer Creek. They won. I picked Calhoun and Dakota, the number 1 seeds, and they both lost. Ironically, here's the interesting thing about this. Wow. Brown County beat Calhoun 48-46. Eastland beat Dakota 49-31.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So that was the 1A on Wednesday. Now the 2A on Tuesday, I picked Crane. They won. I picked Butler. And they lost. That means Levante owes me a rumble.
Facts.
He owes me a rumble.
That is facts. Y'all got a box.
He owes me a rumble.
That was discussed last time.
He owes me a rumble.
Y'all got a box. We didn't bring it up at the game.
We didn't because it was very emotional.
It was very emotional.
Yeah,
it was very emotional.
They had proviso perspectives, not proviso. I'm sorry.
Perspective.
They had them down, I think 17 at halftime, 17 or 18 at halftime.
True.
We were at the game.
True.
KJ fouled out, unfortunately. But Tyshawn Marble for Perspectives IT, he had 23 points. Shout out to that team because they went into the halftime down by double digits.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Yeah.
They turned the ball over about 6 or 7 times before the half, as the half was ending. And then they came out and went to a full court press and caused at least 12 turnovers.
It was ridiculous.
At least 12 turnovers. It was one turnover, right? I don't know this player's name, and I don't mean to tease him, and actually I kind of do now that I think about it. He turned the ball over and then faked an injury. You remember that?
Yes. I do.
He turned the ball over, and I don't want to say fake, but like all of a sudden he had like a cramp in his shin.
Yeah. Rainbow was like, what happened?
That's what Rainbow said.
Yeah. What happened there?
Dog. At that point I knew they were going to lose.
Yeah.
I knew they were going to lose.
The writing was on the wall.
The writing was on the wall.
They was just easily coming back and
Yes.
chipping away at that lead, and it was a wrap.
It was a wrap after that, and it was very unfortunate because, Levante had them boys. It would seem they were ready to play because they came out. It was a pretty testy game in the beginning too.
Man,
the referees I saw a couple times had to give them some like feedback and kept trying to get
called in the beginning.
It was a tech called in the beginning. Actually, it was 2 techs. I think it was 2 techs, but nonetheless, it was very interesting to say the least. And unfortunately, Butler they could not pull it out.
Yeah, man.
They could not pull it out, and it was an interesting game. Anyway, I picked Farmington to win. They lost. I picked Manuel to win. They won. I picked Oregon to win. They lost. For Rockford Lutheran, Mason Keller had 23 points. Also, too, if I'm getting when I give you scores, if I make it around 2 given stats, that's because of my guy Cameron from Sports for Illinois.
Shout out Cameron.
He provided me. I remembered his name.
For sure.
I remembered his name. He provided me his highlight graphic that he normally posts on his story and on Twitter. And so that has been able to enable me. That's teamwork make the dream work.
For sure. He on the loud now too. So what's up, man?
What up, Cam? What up, Cam? So he provided me his graphic, and I was able to go back and kind of input some notes and make sure that I shout out these kids when they get their points up there. I know that they like to hear that type of stuff, so I want to try to provide that.
Too,
I don't always have time to go back and look, and I don't know where Cam gets all this stuff from. Like he had his graphic is crazy.
Word.
And so I need to, I'd like to pay you for that information. Meaning, I don't want to
do lunch.
I don't want to pay you where you get it from, but I feel like you should be compensated for what you provided me because it's invaluable information. So let's discuss that, my boy. That's how we do things.
Let's sit down and do lunch, my boy.
Yeah, lunch on us.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Thalopolis won. I picked them. Nashville lost. I picked them. Notre Dame won. I picked them. And McNamara won. I picked them. All right. That is in the 2A. In the 2A, I'm sending the link out, so I want to make sure. Let me go here, send it to myself over there. Then I'm going to eventually go on my Instagram and send it to a few people so they can come on and watch.
Yeah, because Parham just checked in. What up, my boy?
What's up, Parham?
You see what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, we need to get y'all.
Liking the ticker.
Yeah. I'm glad y'all like that. Shout out to you for hooking that up, my boy.
Mm-hmm.
That looks very spectacular. Very spectacular. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I see what they're saying because I do see here, like it just shows.
Yeah,
that.
it just showed the logo, but that's how we, that's when we, what I'm saying, getting ready to come on.
All right, cool. Yeah, it's probably just a little lag there. Up there it is right there. Boom. All right, so let me send this out to a few people so they can come on and check us out.
Take your time, my boy. Take your
time.
All
right, boom, 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 boom. Send this out to a few of my compadres.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Tillery. Let me hit Tillery up. Shout out to Tillery.
What up? What up?
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Brandon, my boy Rob, Coach Ron. Cool. Send that out to a few people. All right, cool. Let's keep this thing rolling. All right. What Parham say? Oh, what up, Parham? Look at Miss Bailey Jackson Sports joining us. Oh, wow. I'm very honored by that. Very honored. Shout out to Bailey. She came to our first showcase when we had Jeremiah and Jeremy all them. Mm-hmm. She has now gone on to do her thing. She does a really good podcast, and she's down in I think she's down in Indianapolis, down in Indianapolis for sure. And she does a really great job with her platform. So I'm very honored to see that she's on here. We'd love to get you up here and interview just to see and talk about your progress over the last few years, Ms. Bailey Jackson.
For sure. Let's break bread.
Yeah, let's break bread. Please and thank you. All right, 2A Wednesday games. Hope Academy, Taiwan Hunter, 37 points. Need we say more?
Went crazy.
He went crazy. Went crazy. Pick Farragut. They went crazy. Latrell Kelly, 28 points, 6 assists. D'Angelo Embry, 22 points, 10 rebounds. Double-double for him. 74-71 over Corliss. That was a tight game. I picked Johnsburg. They won. I picked Fairfield. They lost. I picked, let's see here. I actually said that Hope game was going to be by at least 5, and it looks like it was about 9. They won by 9, I believe it was.
Okay.
Where am I at here? It was a game. Oh, here we go. Carterville, I picked them. Colton Hawkins had 23 points, but here is the interesting thing. That's not the best part of that game. I saw the video, and again, shout out to Cameron for this. Max Lustingberger, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He hit the game-winning 3. And the video is crazy. The video is crazy. I saw the video on Twitter. I saw the video crazy. Parham got Hope over Crane. I was picking Hope anyway.
Yeah.
Where was I at? Stoughton, I picked them. They lost to Rochester, number 1 seed. Lost to Rochester, number 3 seed. Yorkville Christian, of course, they won. And Jaden Riley had 28 points. Once again, if I'm giving you points or any statistics, that is because of our guy Cameron from Sports for Illinois, and we thank you kindly for that, sir.
Thank you.
All right, 3A. I picked High Park. They won. I picked Leo. They won. I picked Hillcrest because of the experience, and they won. And shout out to Dakari Nesbitt. He has 17 points. He's going to be a problem. I'd like people's input and thought on, I think by his junior year, Dakari's going to leave.
You think so?
I think Dakari's going to leave. He has that type of potential. He reminds me of Brady a little bit.
Okay.
He reminds me of Brady just a little bit. He got like that build a little bit.
Yeah.
I think by his junior year, if I think it can happen.
Yeah.
I think it can happen. But Hillcrest won, and shout out to Jameer Ratliff. He scored a career high 33 points. Shout out to him. The Ratliff, I think the Ratliff family, they might be out of sons because all of them played at Hillcrest.
For sure.
I think their mom name is Angie. I think her name is Miss Angie. Shout out to her. I think Jameer might be the last one, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
She had 3 or 4 sons that went to Hillcrest.
Went crazy.
And they all played well, so shout out to them. Lemont, I picked them. They lost. Excuse me. St. Viator, I picked St. Viator to win. They lost. Lake Forest beat them. Shout out to Dominic Mordini. He had 28 points. I picked MacArthur. They won. I picked Morton. They won. Shout out to Alex McKee. He had 27 points. I picked Centralia. They lost. I picked Canelan, and they won. That is the 3A games on Tuesday. All right. The 3A games on Wednesday. 3A games on Wednesday. I picked De La Salle. They won. Let's see here. De La Salle, Steph Dixon had 19 points, and Corey Wellmere Jr. had 16 points. These came from the IHSA website. Wheaton Academy, I picked them. They won. I picked Wakanda, and they lost to Deerfield. Jack Pollock had 23 points, 8 rebounds. Evan Nagler had 18 points, and Tommy Donahue has 16 points. Get this, all 3 of them had 57 of their 65 points. That means there was only 8 points left for someone else to get.
Talk about his sink, wasn't it?
That's crazy, right? They scored 57. The 3 of them scored 57 of the 65 points needed to beat Wakanda. I'm going to go ahead and guess that the Black Panther didn't play. Normal University, I picked them. They won. Kankakee won over East Peoria. They only won by 6. They were supposed to whoop their ass. All right? Kankakee, y'all better stop playing. But shout out to E.J. Hazlitt. He had 19 and 10. And Lincoln Williams is going to do what Lincoln Williams does. He had 16 points and 5 assists. East St. Louis, now they whipped Jacksonville's ass. Okay? Shout out to them. They won. And Sycamore, I picked them. I did pick East St. Louis, by the way. And Sycamore, they lost. I picked them. Marcus Johnson had 30 points on 8 3-pointers and a losing effort, unfortunately. For Crystal Lake South, you had Nick Stausser. Stowhauser, he had 24 points. Carson Trivellini, he had 21 points, and Noah Cook had 18 points. So they had 63 of their 92 points. These kids is hooping.
Yeah.
These kids is hooping.
Crazy.
4A, Glenbard East, I picked them. They won. Jacob Marinowski had 28 points for Glenbard East, and for Wheaton Warrenville, David Schumann had 28 points. So it looks like they were battling 68-61. Glenbard won. I picked them. Bennett beat the brakes off of Yorkville. St. Lawrence, I picked them to win by 2, but they lost by it looks like by 8, I think. Curie beat them. HF beat Brother Rice. I picked them to win. Alton upset the number 1 seed Edwardsville. 50. I'm sorry. They lost. My apologies. Edwardsville won. My apologies. I picked Alton. They lost. Frem won. I picked them. Powtine lost. I picked them. They lost to Hershey. Charlie Pomis had 33 points. And for Palatine, Tony, he got a crazy name. I won't even try to pronounce that. He had 30 points. Shout out to you.
Shout out to you, my boy.
Normal Community, they beat Richwoods. I picked Normal. They lost 68-67. Let's see here. For Richwoods, 29 points for Amarion Smith Holly. He makes 3 free throws with no time left in regulation. Oh, wow. So Smith Holly won on 3 free throws. He got fouled on the last shot of regulation. I'd love to know what that foul looked like.
What a way to win.
I would love to know how do you call that. And shout out to Cam. East Peoria has 2 D1 guys, so it's understandable why Ken Key didn't blow them out. Okay. Appreciate that, Parham. See, we need this insider information. Thank you, sir. Where was I at? Rockford Auburn beat Warren. Amir, and I talked about this kid, Amir Danforth. He had 30 points. But I heard that Jackson Davis got injured, and I don't know how much he played. I don't know how true that is. But shout out to Braylon Walker. He had 33 points. He scored his 1,000th point. And Avion King, he had 24 points. Just to go back for Frem, Rafael Pinto had 25 points, and Jordan Williams had 24 points. Okay. Guilford beat Waukegan. I picked Waukegan. They lost. Shout out to Samarion Carter. I don't know how many points he had, but that was the kid I was talking about last week when I couldn't remember his name, number 4. Samari, okay. He's nice. And DePaul, I said this was going to be a low-scoring game, right? Well, DePaul scored 56 points. I said the score was going to be 31-28. New Trier kind of they must have heard me because they only scored 38 points. But Reich and Wu scored 16 points.
Showed your ass.
Yeah, they did show. They like, oh, for real? Oh, Parham said it was a bad call by the ref on that 3 foul shot. Doesn't surprise me. No, I didn't see the foul. If you got the video, send it to me, Cam. I did not see the foul. And then the last game on Wednesdays for the 4A, York, I picked them to beat Glenbard North. Excuse me. Welch had 20 points for Glenbard North. I picked Bolingbrook to beat Naquan Valley. Brady Pettigrew, he does what Brady Pettigrew does. He had 25 points. And he had a nice dunk, too. I saw his dunk. I'm going to have to send that video. All right, yeah, we need to see that. I'm going to do the Simeon St. Ignatius game last because it's a lot to talk about there. Marist beat Lockport. They blew Lockport out. Stephen Brown had 18 points and 13 rebounds. He's a wide receiver, though. He's going to do big things. And shout out to, what's the wide receiver kid name that's in the, he's about to go to the NFL. He went to Marist. Carnell Tate. He played at Marist. He played football at Marist. Shout out to him. And then Evanston beat Loyola. Shout out to Trey Williams. He had 24 points. And then Simeon and St. Ignatius. So I picked Simeon to win, right? Mm-hmm. They actually won the damn game. No. They didn't, but hear me out.
Wait, what?
No, listen.
Okay.
All right. So they almost upset them, all right? They hit a go-ahead bucket by, I forget the kid's name for Simeon. Nice bucket, right? Nice, got the ball on the Nice layup. Game is over, you would think. I think it was like 4 or 5 seconds left. Senior Chris Bolt down the other end of the court, kid for St. Ignatius, got the ball and threw the ball down the court on some Christian Laettner type shit. On some Christian Laettner and what was that, Kentucky type shit, right? Got the ball, turned, and dunked that bitch at the buzzer.
Bro.
And that was his 10th point.
Bro.
Shit was crazy.
Bro, not with the dunk. Get him out of here with the dunk.
With the dunk, bro.
Oh, that's tough, man. That's tough.
Like, so, I don't under, like, all right, so here's my thing, right? All right, so shout out to Simeon. Like, you know, they were the number 11 seed. They got pretty far. Obviously, Simeon has, like, hella history as far as state championships, city championships, Derrick Rose, Jabari Parker, Blase. What's big fella name? I forget what big fella name. Like, all right, shout out to them, right? And then they had the whole situation at the beginning of this season, was it, with the coaching, and they went over to China, and CPS had suspended the coach, Tim, right? So obviously, you know, they kind of blocked out the noise as the season went on. Cool, no big deal there. But you can't lose like that. You can't.
Hell of a way to lose.
You can't lose like that. Like, all right, so my man got the go-ahead bucket. Parham or Cam, who was that kid for Simeon that got the go-ahead bucket, right? You still got to play defense. 4 seconds left. They threw the ball down the court. The video is crazy, right? And somebody on, my God, from Dope Vision posted the video, right? Somebody in the comments was like, somebody in the comments was like, yo, it was a, said the kid's name, like, it was a crazy dunk in that game. I'm like, ain't nobody going to remember that motherfucking dunk. All right, my man, somebody got a dunk in the game. Yeah, but
that dunk.
The game winner dunk.
The dunk. What's up, Amber?
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna remember no dunk in the second or third or quarter.
Man,
the dunk that matter is the dunk that the kid that ended that game. His name is Chris Bolt, senior. Can you imagine being the senior, bro, and you getting the? He fell after he scored. But what about the rest of the people that was supposed to be? I know Tim was hot.
Very.
Not as hot as fucking Levante was. Levante was on fire.
Oh, yeah, he was very upset. Man said he couldn't even sleep that night.
Yeah, I saw his post.
Yeah, said he couldn't even sleep that night.
He still owed me a rumble. I don't give a fuck about him not being able to sleep.
Y'all got a box.
I don't
and
care.
we got to go live because that was the agreement.
I don't care.
The agreement was to go live.
He can't sleep.
We in y'all box.
Man, I don't care that he couldn't sleep.
We're going to set it up outside the studio.
Rumble me, bro.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to pick a really nice day. Not like today because it's raining.
Yeah, it's
unless
raining
y'all
like
want to
crazy.
fight in the rain.
Nah, I ain't going to fight in the rain.
All right, cool, because I wasn't trying to film y'all in the rain. But okay, cool. Then.
All right, let's get to these picks real quick. Walter, we're doing the 1A. This is the Super 16. I guess this is, what is this? The sectional finals? Sectional finals are tonight. Sectional finals are tonight. All right, I pick Waltonville over Goreville. I'm picking Route over Brown County. I pick Leroy. Leroy gonna win.
Leroy all the way.
Leroy gonna win. Isaiah Coleman was the kid that scored. Thank you. Shout out to Isaiah. He's Parham said he must have fell down, but it's 4 other kids that on that court that should have been ready to get that. Should have been ready to defend Chris.
Defense,
All right. Question. Shout out to Leroy. Lawrenceville is going to be ultimate. And when you say it, you got to do the
shout out to Leroy.
You got to do the neck thing. Shout out to them. All right, Lawrenceville is going to be Alderman. Tremont is going to beat Deer Creek. Pecatonica is going to beat Eastland. I got Marquette, Ottawa beating Indian Creek, and I got Finger over Marshall. That is in the 1A. 1A sectional finals for tonight. 2A sectionals for tonight. I got Manuel Peoria over Warshaw. I got Rockford Lutheran over Johnsburg. I got Thalopolis over Unity. I got McNamara over York Christian. I got Hope over Crane. I definitely think Hope is going to win. Parham said he's taking Hope because somebody for Crane is out. That's what Parham said. Let me see if I can scroll up and see what he said. He says, yes, Hope over Crane. Hope over Crane tonight. Jameer Montgomery isn't playing. I was taking Hope anyway. I think it's going to be a big game for Taiwan. Apologies. I got Farragut over Perspectives. This is going to be a good game. Going to be a good game. I got Farragut by less than 5, and I think Latrell Kelly scores at least 20. At least 20. Marshall with double-digit win over Finger. DJ Lay is his sophomore stud. Okay. I'm actually taking Finger, but we'll see. We'll see. I got Carterville. They're going to keep that magic up with that game-winning 3 over Benton. And I got Notre Dame over Rochester, number 1 seed, over Rochester over the number 3 seed. That is the 2A. That is the 2A. For the 3A, I have Wheaton Academy over St. Francis. I have Deerfield over Lake Forest. I have Kankakee over Morton. Let's see how this goes. 2 number 1 seeds. Again, I'm going to keep saying it every time I come across their names. Kankakee, as well as, who was the other team I said? East St. Louis. They need to be in 4A, but all right, whatever with that. Kalen over Crystal Lake South, number 1 over 3. I got Hyde Park over De La Salle, another number 1 over number 3. I'm taking Hillcrest over Leo. Leo been playing well, but I'm taking the experience of Hillcrest. I think Jameer is going to have another game. Why not? Why not? Why not go out on top? I got Normal, 2 number 1 teams, Normal over MacArthur. And I do have East St. Louis over Centralia, but if Centralia can slow the game down, I think they got a shot. East St. Louis, first of all, I don't know how this is going to come out, and it's me, and I don't really care. I think a lot of teams that make up primarily African-American players, they like to get out and run. That's primarily fast game. That's really all coaches, that's all our coaches teach, right? Get out and run. Try to outrun them. Every time you see that, and you play against a team that has discipline and they got plays and they know how to play, they know how to move the ball. Yeah. And if they could slow that down, if Centralia can slow that down, I think they got a shot. Now, I don't know if Centralia got the size that East St. Louis may have, but if they can slow the game down, I think they got a shot. I do think they got a shot. Okay. But I am picking East St. Louis to win that game. But again, I feel like a lot of teams that are in obviously make up primarily African-American, black kids, little Negro kids, whatever. I can say that. I can say shit like that, right? I think that when they start playing teams further down south or up north that got discipline and they get taught the game, I don't know, man. It makes it hard. It make it real hard. But I am going to take East St. Louis. We'll see. I'm going to keep a close eye on that. Now, I hope that me talking all that shit, that East St. Louis go down there and blow them out. Maybe somebody will see it. Maybe somebody will send it to the coach or the players. And maybe they'll be like, he don't know what the fuck he talking about, and blah, 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 blah. Cool. And voila. And you're welcome. You know what I'm saying? You're welcome. I motivate you.
For the inspiration. You know what I'm saying?
I motivate you. And you're welcome.
That's what we here for.
That's what we here for. All right, 4A.
It's worked before.
It's worked before.
Yeah.
For dumber things. For dumber things. All right. Let me see. 4A. 4A, I got Glenbard East over York out of Elmhurst. This Curie St. Ignatius game, it's going to be very interesting. I think Curie's going to win.
So I'm going with Curie.
I'm going with Curie too. Yeah. I'm going with Curie. Shout out to Coach Mike Oliver. I'm going with Curie too. And I think this game has the potential to be a blowout, but we'll see. We'll see. HF over Marist. I'm taking HF. Very, very, very 3-point game or less. And the only way, I shouldn't say the only way, but that is going to be a good one. John Brown, the kid for HF. Everybody know D-Hawk going to do what D-Hawk does, right? D-Hawk is going to D-Hawk.
Yeah.
Right? John Brown got to have a good game against Stephen Brown.
I think he been going off the last couple
He has been going off. And then they got another kid on Marist. They got another kid on Marist who got some nice size to him. TJ needs that matchup between TJ and D-Hawk going to be good.
Yeah, for sure.
They're about the same size. D-Hawk a sophomore, TJ a senior. TJ, he get to talk. D-Hawk don't do a lot of talking.
No, he just action.
He all action. And if you get him off his square, he'll talk back. But he let his game do short. I think TJ, he gonna have his hands full with D-Hawk, but I also think D-Hawk is gonna have his hands full too, because between TJ and Adonis, I think is his name, the other kid that can shoot.
Yeah.
And then of course the X factor in that game is going to be the kid that transferred from Lincoln Way that I talked about last week.
I remember. Yes.
His
I know
name escapes
though.
me.
You know, I'm not. We working on the name thing for me. I ain't gonna lie
I'm gonna
to
just
you.
have to look that shit up. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Let me look it up. What is that kid's name? Is literally right on the I don't want to say the tip of my tongue. That sounds kind of crazy. Marist is in 4A, right?
Yeah.
They played on Tuesday. All right, hold on. Tuesday. Did they play on Tuesday?
They play Wednesday.
Did they? All right, you know what? I could just go to today. Fuck it.
Yeah, we'll be there, right? That's not there.
It's not there. Did I miss it? HF. Oh, here it's right in front of my face. Damn.
Oh, Carson Thomas.
Carson, is that it?
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
Parham
Carson Thomas. He's gonna be the X factor in that game.
Yeah.
Carson, thank you, Parham. Carson Thomas is gonna be the X factor in that game. Cool. All right, but we're taking HF. I'm not gonna put no point spread on that. I just think HF is gonna squeak that out.
For sure.
And shout out to both those coaches, Coach Brown and Coach Hines. They gonna have them. Yo, it's another thing too. Both those fucking coaching staffs. It's like 12 of those motherfuckers.
For sure.
It's like 12 of them. It don't make no sense. Y'all got all them damn coaches on them benches, and the kids don't got nowhere to sit.
They got so many coaches.
Yo, wait. I do want to talk about something. I do want to talk about something about Marist. There's a kid on the end of Marist's bench. I don't know his name, and I didn't catch his number. We talked about this at the game, right? It's supposed to be a technical foul when kids hit threes and the kids is doing the gun motions and shit, right?
Yeah.
All right, so cool. I'm for that, right? I'm for that. Let me tell y'all something. I don't like seeing, I don't care how this sounds. I don't like seeing little white kids do that. I just don't like seeing it.
But it's culture, bro. That's actually like not even hip hop culture. That's like actual basketball culture. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's why they banned it. That's why it's technical foul, because it's not culture.
I feel you, but okay, so then that ties into hip hop culture. What they be on?
I don't like seeing. I get it. I don't like seeing our kids do it neither.
I get it.
I don't.
Get it. I understand.
But I ain't gonna lie. I don't like seeing little white kids do that. I just don't. It does. It bothers me a little bit.
I see.
It bothers me. But so there was a kid at the end of Marist's bench that kept doing it after Adonis and TJ and the other kid kept making threes. He kept doing it. And every time he did it, it got more and more
aggressive.
Not just aggressive.
A lot of shots
yeah, it got more aggressive and it got more like gangish to it.
Yeah, fool had switches on him.
Yeah, I don't like that shit. I don't like seeing that shit, bro.
I hear you. But
I don't like seeing it. And then it's like, my man, you on the bench. You're at the end of the fucking bench. Like, chill out. And I meant to say something to Hines, but I ain't want to take away from his moment when they won that game.
Yeah, for sure.
I ain't want to make it like, hey, congratulations. By the way, this kid right here is
Yeah.
But
you have to do a game bang on the side.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. So if I see that, then I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something. Edwardsville, I'm taking them over Richwoods. I don't like seeing it. It is what it is.
I feel you, man.
I'm taking Frem over Hershey. I'm taking DePaul over Evanston. This is gonna be a good game as well. The Bennett and Bolingbrook game, that's gonna be a game right there. That's gonna be a game right there. What's the kid? TJ. It's another kid named TJ on Bolingbrook. Obviously, Brady Pettigrew's gonna do what Brady Pettigrew does. Here's the crazy thing about Bennett, right? The crazy thing about Bennett is you never know, and they like it this way too. You never know who's going. I'm trying to go to that game. Where is it at? Here we go.
Yeah, it is.
Let me see if they got their roster up here. You don't know who their player is.
Mm-mm.
And they want it that way.
Yeah, they got a lot of options.
Wait, they do got is this kid Blair Fagbimi? Is that the kid? Is he related to the kid Fagbimi from last year? I think he might be. Obviously, he got the same name, and that's not a common name. Who's the go-to player on Bennett? Who's like their go-to player? Like, you don't really know that. The ticket is a nice touch. Keep leveling up, waiting to get the invite to come through. We got you, Xavier. Appreciate you.
We got you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. From Hershey should be fun for sure.
He said, yeah, they related.
Okay. All right, they are related. All right, so Kim, who's like their player? Who's like Bennett's player? You look on Bolingbrook's roster, right? They got TJ Williams. You know they got Brady Pettigrew, and there was another kid. I forget. And of course the coach's son. Mm-hmm. You know he. Trey Bruce.
Relax, my boy.
All right, I'm gonna chill. All right, I'm gonna chill. All right. Anyway, you know who their players are. Who is the player on Bennett? Who when you're doing your scouting report, like who do you look for? Where Parham go? I say I don't know. I'm going to assume that it's the Fagbrini kid, but maybe not. Could be the Ryan Walsh kid. It says here they got a kid named Owen Pelton who's 7'11". Is that true?
7'11"?
7 foot 11 inches. That's what it says. It says they got his height at 7'11". Number 10. It says he's a senior shooting guard. That's interesting. I just want to know who is.
He say he's 7-footer. Yeah, Colin Stack, 7-footer. 7'11" though is wild.
Colin Stack. He a center. They don't even have his height. That's crazy. And he a senior. He getting any looks? Ed, Colin, and Jaden. Okay. There we go. We got the names. We got the names.
That's what you looking for when you want to see them.
I took Bennett. I got
Really?
Bennett. I do got Bennett.
Okay.
The reason I got Bennett is while Bolingbrook has a mixture of kids, right? Bennett is just a disciplined team.
Like he was talking about earlier. You know
They just a disciplined team. I'm taking Bennett. I do think Brady is going to have a great game. I think TJ is going to have a great game. But I'm taking Bennett in this game. I am going to take Bennett. And then the last game is Auburn, Rockford Auburn versus Rockford Guilford. I'm taking Rockford Auburn. So those are our picks. This is top notch right here, my man.
I appreciate that, man.
This is top notch. This is top notch right here.
My original thing was I was gonna play while you was doing this. I was just gonna switch it.
Just
have random stuff going on in the back. So you know what though? It's not the time for that. Maybe another time. Right now, let's just, show what can be done.
This is
you know
top notch.
And how we gonna take it. And we got all the games at the bottom. So if you're trying to go to a game, you see where it's being played at, what bracket they in, and whatnot. And
then when we come back on, we'll have the scores up there.
Oh, we're gonna most definitely have the scores. We're gonna have scores and stats. Oh yeah.
And the stats again are going to be and have been courtesy of Cameron from Sports for Illinois. We appreciate that. He said Colin Stack, Ed how do you pronounce that? Stasis?
Yeah, that's a lot of sisters.
Yeah, that's a lot of sisters. Jaden Wright would be the guys I look at. And then from Bolingbrook, of course, they got Brady and TJ and Isaiah. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Isaiah.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good game, but I am definitely taking Bennett. Stack is a NDSU commit. All right, cool. Bennett get their kids in school. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, for sure.
They get their kids in school. They just be quietly winning up there. They be quietly winning up there. What is what's the coach name up there, Ben? I always forget his name. But all them guys usually are funneled right into the Illinois Wolves program.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. Yeah. And their school is right across the street from Benedictine too. So whoever don't go D1 or D2, they just they go trot right across the street.
Yeah. Do you know it's a skiing little thing they got over there? I was over there in the winter, man. They got a little thing you can ski down. It's crazy. I ain't never go skiing in Illinois, but
for real?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's weird.
I'll get the stats to you either late tonight or early morning. Not off till 3 a.m. tomorrow. All right, cool.
For sure.
Appreciate that.
For sure. No rush, though, boy.
Hey, listen, no rush. We appreciate what you do, man. We appreciate what you do. And we will be at, I don't know yet exactly what game we're going into. We are trying to decide between Marist and HF or the Bennett and the Bolingbrook game.
We'll figure it out. Though.
We definitely will figure it out. But we will be down at UIC next week.
For sure.
We just got our confirmation. Shout out to the CPS gentleman. His name is Mr. Joey.
Yeah.
What's his name? Joey Gelman. Joey Gelman, yes. Our guy Joey. So shout out to him. So we will be down there. We're going to do some courtside interviews with the teams. Hopefully the coaches will speak to us, and maybe we'll let them. Maybe they'll let us speak to a couple kids, like right as the games is going on.
Both games, you know what though? You right, Cam. The Bennett and Bolingbrook game is sold out, and the HF game was sold out. I was trying to get tickets for that earlier, but you know how we roll.
Yeah, you know how we roll. They're not sold out for us.
We ain't got to worry about no tickets, my boy.
They're not sold out for us. I don't know how the rest of y'all are getting in, but they're not sold out for us.
To God be the glory. Man. We straight.
Hallelujah. Amen and Allahu Akbar.
Yeah,
all of those.
Akbar. Yeah.
All of those. All right, y'all. Now we'll definitely check in with y'all. Maybe after tonight. When is the next games after tonight? Let's see here. Monday?
I think it's Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll check in with y'all around this time
Monday, yeah. Okay, yeah, I like that.
Well, I'll be up here Sunday.
I can pull up Sunday.
Yeah, we could do the joint Sunday.
Yeah, I can pull up Sunday.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Cool.
Sunday it is. We'll see y'all on Sunday then.
See y'all on Sunday.